Okay, students will be able to. You don't need to hear my life story, and it's sad. I had to record while I was shoving food in my face for lunch to get you guys the video. Yes. I ate food for lunch. Yes. Yesterday I ate a salad.
The way you said that sounded like a robot.
I'm a rabbit. And now the first 20 seconds of everyone's absence video is me talking about salad. Shh. You're we should like record it and just all like say something really weird as a class.
We should all just like start screaming badger.
No, that'd be last. We gotta scream.
We gotta do it just something
What animal
random.
are you deeply terrified
Just random. Jellyfish.
Jellyfish?
Jellyfish.
You
You know those the little jellies that wash up on the beach? I was at the beach over break and like the little jellies that don't. Okay, I'm telling a story.
Hey, yeah,
Quiet.
Shh. We need to listen to the
So the
story.
jellies that are floating into the shore, normally they don't have tentacles, but they're just the jelly part. But I'm still terrified, so I'll take like a piece of a shell that I just picked up, and I'll like scoop it up to make sure it doesn't shock me, and I'll like throw it back into the ocean because the jellyfish will shock you. Yeah, they will. Yes, they do. You should learn science, Wyatt. Students will be able to.
I literally study fish.
That's great. Find the area.
Kieran would know this.
Voisa. 3,
I played a VR game.
2, 1. Okay. Find the area of composite figures. Your voice is off. Bring it back, please. You're going to give me a brain dump as much as you know in these 5 boxes. What is the... Elliot, that's your first. Wyatt, that's your first. We are back in action. As many as you know of these 5 boxes, I want you to fill them in right now. What do you know about the formula for the perimeter? Saying that this x is the value of the side. Your perimeter for this would look like x plus x plus x plus x. That's an example of what I want you to show me. Circumference and area are on the whiteboard. You should be able to write those. You might have a hard time remembering the area of a triangle. You might not. Area of a rectangle would look something like a length and a width. Next 30 seconds, fill out as many of those as you can. That's part of it. Oh, exactly. Base times height divided by, yeah. Okay. The circumference formula is what, Sarah? Give me both. Or C equals. Okay, area of a rectangle would be what, Maya? Or length times width. I'll accept base times height. Base times height works. It's essentially the same thing. Area of a circle is on the board. It is pi r squared. We focused on that yesterday. Tony.
Of a circle for the one with the radius, do you multiply pi by 2 or the radius?
It doesn't matter when you're multiplying because they're all going to be jumbled into the same kind of multiplication pot. I would just go left to right. Do 2 times 3.14 times radius.
And also, what's the parameter for a triangle?
Triangle would be x plus x plus x, 3 side lengths added together. Since there's 3 instead of 4. And the area of a triangle, Jackson, is what? Base times the height divided by 2. All that stuff's going to pop up today in your lesson. A composite figure. Say composite on 2. 1, 2. Composite is basically a super shape. It is made up of 2 or more shapes. The more shapes squished into it, the more complicated it looks. To find the area, it's really not too complicated though. You just have to decompose the figure. Break it apart with the areas you know, then add all those areas up. Example 1, I have a rectangle and a triangle. I'm going to break this thing up into 2 pieces. Your rectangle is on top of the triangle. If you want to outline your rectangle in your pencil, you don't have a colored marker possibly, but just outline it so you can see it clearly. We're going to start by finding the area of a rectangle. And Colby, what would the area be?
The area would be
Length times width. 9 times 7 is 63. Okay, keep this for later. We're going to use it in a minute. Now let's find the area of this triangle. The problem with the triangle is I don't have a base for it. I do have a height. I know how to spell. But if you look at it and kind of use your whole composite shape to help you, you can figure out the base of it. What is the base, Tony?
The base is 9 meters, and then you multiply it by 6.
You got it. Yeah, because this is the same going across in a rectangle, you could fill in 7 over here. You're going to take the 9 for the base, the 6 for the height, and divide it by 2. 9 times 6, whole class. 54 divided by 2, 27. Okay, once you get both areas, you got one last step to get the answer. What do you think I do next, Wyatt? 27. On your calculator, you could plug it in and it'd be 27. Yeah. Let's prove it. Yeah, Tanner, you're going to combine them together? Or
Oh, okay.
it'd be what?
I didn't see.
Would you add the 2?
Yeah. So once you have the 2 areas split up, we're going to bring them back together, add 63 plus 27, and your answer should be 90 meters squared. 63 plus 27 equals 90 meters squared.
What?
90 meters. I lagged, but you get the point. It's an M.
Wait, no, it wouldn't.
It wouldn't be 90?
No, because there's 90.
63 and 27. 63.
It'd be 117
Or
because
no,
there's
what?
2 triangles.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Good point.
Each one is 27.
So let's look at this again because this confused period 4 and 5 too.
It's one triangle.
So yeah, voice off. We'll explain it, Tanner, with a hand.
We solved for the one.
You did 9 on the top, but the whole.
It does.
Yeah.
Because both sides are 6.
Because this base is 9. So Elliot, you're looking at this as 2 triangles, but because you solved for the base of 9, that's gonna make it like a one whole triangle. And this dotted line is just saying the height. It's not trying to split them up into 2 pieces.
No, I know, but
It would be 54 for this whole thing. And you could, if you wanted to, add 27 plus 27 plus 63, I guess. No, you couldn't do that. Because you do 54. Wait, what am I doing?
Because you're solving for a square, not a triangle.
Yeah, that's
So you have
27.
to divide it by 2 because the things on the side
Correct.
are making up for the empty space.
Base times height divided by 2. Yeah, that's the formula. Example 2. What 2 shapes do you see in here? Quick chat, 10 seconds. Go. Turn and talk. Number 2.
It's semi-sets.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Give me 2 shapes, Abby. Okay, let's put up the rectangle and the semi-circle. The rectangle is 2 times 4, which is going to be 8.
Please call extension 308.
The semicircle is going to be the area of a circle, pi r squared, but instead of the full circle, it is only half of it. You're dividing it by 2. What is the radius of my circle? Porter. That's my diameter. Half of that is 2. When they give you the whole length, you have to split it in half. The full length is the diameter. The half of it is the radius. So that's pi times 2 squared. Divide that whole thing by 2. And what's the answer? Josh. Is it just 3.14? No, it's 3.14 times 2. 3.14 times 2 squared divided by 2. What'd you get? You got it. What do I do with those pieces, Kingston? Okay, so add up 8 plus 6.28. Andrew, what's the answer?
14.28 yards squared.
You got it. Third one. Question. Tanner? Cool. This shape looks like it has 3 shapes in one. Kylie, what shapes do you see? And a square. If you have 2 semicircles, what can you add them up to, Mackenzie? Just one circle. Because there's 2 semicircles, let's consolidate that and save ourselves a few steps. We don't need to solve for 2 of them. If you add those together, you will get a circle. Let's figure out what this rectangle is going to be. So it's 10 times 10, or it's a square actually. It kind of looks like it's a little suspiciously like a rectangle. 10 times 10, whole class. 100 is the area. That part's easy. Felix, how do I find the area of this circle? What's the radius this time? It's 5. Half of 10 is 5. Let's plug it in. 3.14 times 5 squared. Do I have to divide by 2 this time, Andrew?
No.
Why not?
Because there's a half circle inside the
You got it. Let's do it. 3.14 times 5 squared. Your answer is 78.5 millimeters squared. That's the answer. I'm going to circle it and move on with my life.
I got 0.53.
I think something went askew.
I got 78.5.
Maybe you use the pi button. You use the pi button, I bet. So good thing to make aware for you guys. It's not wrong, but when it just says use 3.14, if it doesn't say anything, it's basically gonna say like it means just 3.14. If you actually use a pi button like this one, where is it? This guy. It's gonna give you a huge decimal, which is gonna change it just a little bit. 78.53 is, yeah. So it would round up even, yeah. Just use 3.14 unless it tells you specifically to use that pi symbol. Hold up though. I said that's my answer. Who agrees with me? Why do you disagree, Sarah? Add 100 plus 78.5 and you get 178.5 millimeters squared. Do I have another meeting?
Well, actually, I'm quite confused.
Okay.
Because my list here says dudek, but then J14.
Yeah. I don't have an observation today. Who had the 8th grade observation? Let me check for you. Oh, actually.
Do I have another meeting?
No, I don't know. Please don't. Flip the page, you guys. Go to number 1. Flip the page again to this one. Start working with your desk partner, figuring out how I would write these sides so that you could have a side to make an area with. All right, so Larkins. You could do it the other way too. So I think it was English. Check. I know coaches and Melia
Okay.
had an observation. Check
Okay.
their class.
Clear classrooms.
Yeah.
They're missing a teacher.
Yeah. Sorry. And then I would check back to the office, I guess.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay. Are both of these size 8, or
Yeah,
is
they're
it
both
they're
8.
both 8? It's just like
the
one.
two 8s. And you need to combine them.
Okay. That's what I thought. I just wanted to check.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna interrupt you because I wanted to release you a little bit slower than that. We got about 30 seconds, then you'll get back to partners. 3, 2, 1. The difference between these problems are it doesn't give you a really clear division point. And Kieran, have a seat. If you're done with 11-1 or 10-1, start 10-2. You need to just divide this up into 2 shapes. And when I did that, everybody had a riot and said, like, no, don't do it that way. It doesn't matter. You could split it up horizontally or vertically. It just needs to be in 2 shapes. The harder part about these is you don't have a clear number in here. How do I find the length of this side? Felix. The length is, yeah, what's the width though? Sorry, I didn't. Yeah, so I need to find this missing piece, and this whole side, that plus that should equal it. So 4 plus 4 is 8. Silent yes if you see that. This is the hardest part for most 7th graders to get. I think you guys will get it pretty quickly. That means I have this piece, and that's going to be 4 times 6. I need to then find the other rectangle. Let's outline it. And I have 8 yards as the length. How do I find the width? Tony.
So if you know that like the whole thing across is 11,
Uh-huh.
you know that the divided section is 6, then 11 minus 6.
Yeah, so this plus this has to equal 11. So 5 times 8 would be this one. Add those up together and you get the answer. You got 5 minutes, work with the partner, then we're going independent. Go.
What is that?
That's a triangle.
I know, but like, how do I solve for it? Because like,
So
'cause it's
you
not
have
even
to
like a
find
full
the side.
triangle.
Right.
I
So
know,
this
yeah, so I already
side
found that
is
side because it's
4
6 meters and then 6
6
meters, so it's 6 times 6.
And then find this one.
I know. Oh, okay.
12
it
and 18 would
count as
be.
a square from there.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's 6.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.